Week 1 of the NFL season is over, and here is a complete casuals guide to get you ready for Week 2. If you found value, make sure to like and subscribe for next week, because we're going to be doing these every single week in the NFL until we hit February. Getting right into it, the Thursday night game, Chiefs and Lions. First of all, for the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes cannot do it all. Travis Kelce cannot do it all, and that cannot be your offense. Sky Moore, where is he? Is he wearing a mask? Because I didn't see him the whole game. I mean, Rashee Rice didn't look too bad, but we're talking about an offense that has one of the best passers probably of all time in the next 10 to 15 years. So why is no one else stepping up? But then bouncing onto the Lions, great game. Could it have been better? Yes. Amon-Ra, the sun god, played amazing. He should have had another touchdown, but unfortunately Goff did not read that seam over the middle. That's something that Goff has to improve if the Lions want to be a true contender, but the defense looked outstanding. They didn't play the best, but to stop the Chiefs, yes, they played pretty well. For the Ravens, the good, Zay Flowers looked amazing. He was all over the field, making catches, the yak ability. The bad, Marcus Williams tore his pectoral muscle, and J.K. Dobbins is out again for the year. I don't think I've ever seen someone with as worse history luck than J.K. Dobbins. And it sucks because he is a very special talent, and now they're going to have to rely on Gus Edwards and Justice Hill to take over. They looked very shaky against a young Texans team, so I don't have too much faith in the Ravens, but gonna have to see Mark Andrews on the field to get a true test of that offense. But the defense take a big hit with Marcus Williams. For the Texans, I mean, that defense is young, but it's scrappy. And D'Amico Ryans really installed a good secondary to where they're gonna stay in games. So don't count out the Texans yet. If CJ Stroud catches fire, we could see this team do very well. Now on to the Tampa Bay Bucks. Big win. Baker Mayfield showed why he was a former number 1 overall pick. And this team could be buzzing. Their defense played great. And to stop 1 p.m. Kirk Cousins is outstanding. Tampa Bay needs more of this. And are they going to be scrappy wins? Yeah, they're going to be scrappy wins because you're playing with Baker Mayfield and he just has that natural grit to him. But Tampa Bay, big win against a big team. Now for the Vikings, the back end of that. What the fuck happened? We had 1 p.m. Kirk Cousins. He is a god, but he played like primetime Cousins. The Vikings need something, some spark. I mean, how does Justin Jefferson go over 100 yards in the first half and then have 2 catches in the second half? Slow it down so Kirk Cousins isn't going to throw picks or fumble the ball. I mean, you have Jordan Addison, who's fucking amazing. I love Jordan Addison. Now we got the Jacksonville Jaguars, and my boy Calvin Ridley is back. I've been saying it. This guy is a dog. Ridley's back. ETN's playing out of his fucking mind. And if you watch back that Calvin Ridley touchdown, who laid that block all the way from the backfield? That was ETN. I promise you Bigsby's not doing that. The Jags played how the Jags are going to play. They played pretty well. They're going to win games. They're going to be a playoff team. Now for the Indianapolis Colts. AR-15 looked pretty good. I am excited, and I'm not a Colts fan. I'm obviously an Eagles fan. Anthony Richardson looked pretty good. I mean, there were concerns about his arm and stuff like that, but his completion rate's like a 65, 66%. It's not as bad as we thought it would be. This dude's going to be a problem in the NFL, and he's going to be a problem for the foreseeable future, but the team is still young. Deion Jackson did not play up to remotely the level of JT, and he won't because JT is amazing. You want to be under the radar and you need a football team? Go with the Colts. They're a cool team. Now the Washington Commanders. That O-line looked fucking terrible. Sam Howell, he reminds me of Baker Mayfield. Like, better than a field general, but not as good as an elite quarterback. And he might win you a game here or there, but he's just mid to me. I mean, he is making plays out of the backfield. The play he made to Brian Robinson was dope. Thank you, by the way. I have him in my fantasy league. But he's not going to win you any games. And that defense is as stout as it is. You're getting carved up by the Cardinals, man. Does not look good for the Commanders. Now for the Cardinals. That's almost the best start that you can look for other than a win. We're going to have to see something from this offense. And until we get a quarterback such as Kyler Murray coming back, I don't think we see that anytime soon. So they're expected to have a top 5 picks. with the Texans if they play bad, but encouraging start. San Francisco 49ers, there's not really much to say here. Business as usual. They are running like a well-oiled machine. CMC, amazing. Ayuk, amazing. I bet you Debo goes off next week. Like, that's how good this offense is. And for them, it is the NFC Championship or bust. I'm an Eagles fan. I would love to see a rematch. After this week's performance, I think the 49ers make it back to the Super Bowl, if we're being honest. But a lot of football left to be played. 49ers, not much to say. They're crushing it. Top 2 team this week and probably the rest of the year. Now for the Steelers, you just got to get it going. Yes, you got a good defense. You got a big injury on defense now, Cam, but Kenny Pickett did not play the best, but he also went up against a very stout 49ers defense. Pickens, get him the ball. Get him the ball as much as you can. I don't care where you throw it. You high point it. I don't care. He's going to make the catch. He got a touchdown called back because of half a foot was out. I mean, this guy is crazy. Najee, I'm a big Najee fan, and man, what are we doing here? Like, Najee has to get some ground game going, and until they do that, they cannot establish the pass game. Now for the Saints, you guys got lucky on this. You guys got lucky against a very bad Titans team, and Derek Carr has to finish drives. You have to be better. I don't want to see Rashid Shaheed go for a 70-yard bomb, and then you guys pin a field goal because you can't move the ball. The Saints got to be better. I get it. You don't have Kamara. You don't have Kendrick Miller. Who else do you have? Jamal Williams, leading touchdown scorer for running backs last year. Chris Olave, runner-up for the Offensive Rookie of the Year. NT, Slam Boy. He played pretty decent, though, I'm not going to say. Jawan Johnson. You have options on this offense. Derek Carr has to play better. And until he does, the Saints are going to be that Midland team that misses out on a wild card, but will always stay in the hunt. Now for the Titans. Ooh, that was bad, Tannehill. Oh my gosh. The rust is crazy. I get it. He didn't play during the preseason, and it obviously showed. Super concerning, though. And Tajay Spears is out snapping Derrick Henry. Why? I get it. D-Hop is there. You want to air out the ball. It's very concerning for the Titans. They're not going to be a good team this year, but I guess D-Hop wanted the money more than he wanted a chip. Now on to the Bengals. Oh my God, we have never seen Joe Burrow play this bad. I get it, you're injured, and you're coming, same thing with Tannehill, coming off with a lot of rust. This dude completed one pass over 10 yards. T. Higgins, 0 yards. What are we doing here? Jamar Chase is making fun, calling the Browns elves, which is hilarious. And then he said he was mad because he lost the elves. The Bengals look fucking terrible, and they will not go back to an AFC championship if they keep playing like this. Now for the Browns, big ups for the defense. Played out of its mind. Myles Garrett, just balling on the field. And Deshaun Watson, he's starting to make his name again. Everyone doubted him from last year, and including myself, I don't know if he really had it after the layoff. He's starting to get his form back. I don't want to say that he's got it because there's definitely some improvements. The interception that got called back, ew, that is a bad throw. I think the Browns are going to be good this year, especially after they played the Bengals week 1 and just shut them down. For the Atlanta Falcons, I said it and I'll say it again. Bijan is here. Bijan is great. But why are we letting the Panthers get close? They have a very easy schedule. They are playing against a rookie, number 1 overall pick, and they're low-key letting him dot him up. You have to get the ball in Bijan, Drake London, or Kyle Pitts' hands. I don't care. Desmond Ridder, you have to play better. Falcons fans, I know you guys were ripping me this year. Oh, Desmond Ridder's the guy. Desmond Ridder's the guy. This is exactly why I said they needed a top-tier quarterback. They got lucky this week because it was a very young and inexperienced offense in the Panthers, but play through Bijan. I promise you'll win more games. Now for the Panthers, you guys have to rely on the run. Miles Sanders and Chuba combined for over 120-something yards, and he actually outrushed the Falcons with Bijan and Tyler Algier. Lean on that more. You have a rookie quarterback. That's exactly what you need to do to take the pressure off of him. And your wide receivers are not really noteworthy. You got Thielen, you got Mingo, you got Shenault. Again, it's a young offense. It's a young team. We're not going to really see too much this year from them, but I just want to see some strides from that number 1 overall pick. Now for my Eagles. What happened? We're talking about probably the best team last year. You had one player over 20 yards. Look at the team. I don't even need to name the players on the team. The Eagles should be better on offense. There's a lot of rust from Jalen Hurts. There's a lot of moving parts. It was raining and away game. I don't care. Good teams play up. We didn't this week. It looks concerning that we gave up an 11-point lead. I don't even want to go too in depth with it, but it's looking bad for the Eagles if they keep playing like this. Like, the Patriots are not a good team. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. They're not a good team. The Eagles got to play better, and if they don't, it's looking very grim for the playoff picture, especially in our division. Now for the Patriots, you got no O-line. I mean, whether it be the Eagles' rush defense or pass defense, you got to get a line. And while it is a decent showing from Mac Jones in that offense, and more surprisingly, Kendrick Bourne, overall, they're not that really top-tier team that we see, and it sucks because Bill Belichick, anytime, you can't count him out. So while I do see them being a mid-team this year, after the Eagles' performance, I might change my mind. And especially after week 2, they might start making some strides, but I wouldn't count on that too much. Now for the LA Rams. Puka. What the fuck? 15 targets and over 100 yards? That's incomprehensible, if that's the word. That is crazy for a rookie, and I think he's only like one of 4 rookies that have done that, which, hey, if it works, it works. I have Van Jefferson in my fantasy team, so I was a little sad they dropped that bomb that would have been a touchdown. But for the Rams, good showing. Aaron Donald, hey, I'm here. Kyron Williams is playing over Cam Akers. I mean, I don't think anybody would have saw that coming, but I think Cam Akers starts to get his groove again. The Rams can make a sneaky wild card run, especially if they already beat Seattle. So in division, that's a game up. But good showing from the Rams. Now for Seattle. Where is your O-line? I know you had 2 people leave from this game that you just got. Where is that O-line? You got DK. You got JSN. You got Lockett, which was injured, came back, cleared concussion protocol. You got Kenneth Game. Oh my God, that's the Eagles. You got Kenneth Walker. You got Zach Charbonnet. Use them. But I know with the offense being held back because of those 2 tackles leaving, it does pose a very, very concerning fact that Geno might not be the quarterback that he was last year, and many people kind of doubted him last year. He didn't write back. But it's definitely concerning for Seattle, and already taking 1 game in the division for a loss is very detrimental when you're talking about playoff chances. I think they come back. I think they're better. I just think that they need to get that offensive line help, which they don't have right now, and the defense has to play better. I don't care. Has to play better. No ifs, ands, or buts. You're letting Tutu Atwell and you're letting Puka go crazy. We got a problem. Now for the Packers. Big win. Big win from Jordan Love. This dude, technically, if you want to look at it, had a better start than Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre. So I'm not saying he's going to be a Hall of Famer, but he played very well. And even with Christian Watson out, they found a way to win. Aaron Jones is indescribably amazing to watch, and it's weird that Dillon played very bad. A.J. Dillon played terrible, but everyone else stepped up. So for the Packers, big ups. It's going to be very, very, very fun to see them play against the Lions, especially in division as well. It's either them or the Lions right now. So good first win for the Packers. Let's see them next week. Now for the Bears. Just when you thought that Aaron Rodgers was gone and that you could finally beat the Packers, you don't. Justin Fields has to play better, but that relies on the offensive line, which just hasn't been improved, and the pass catchers are abysmal, and the running back play is leaving a lot to be desired for. It feels as though no improvements have been made from last year. We saw the same thing. The yards per catch was low as shit. What happened? I thought this was going to be a sleeper team this year. So definitely a big down from them, but it's got to be better. And it starts with that offensive line. For the Raiders, Jimmy G is mid, but Jacoby Myers played out of his mind. So it's a good win. I wouldn't be too excited about it because it's against the Broncos. But it's a good win. Just felt very mid to me. Just very mid. For the Broncos, you had the chance to win. And for some reason, all your kickers suck. Day in, year out. You could have won the game. Russell Wilson played a lot better. Russell Wilson had a very big improvement. But anytime your defense allows less than 20 points, you got to put up a better fight. And they did. But unfortunately could not come away with a win. And until we see Jerry Jeudy back, I don't think they're going to be winning more games than they're going to lose. Miami, Tyreek Hill, that's it. Tyreek Hill, Tua, Waddle. Out of their mind, but they need to watch the run because the Chargers were just beating them with the run. So, very good win from them. I said Tua was going to go crazy this year. I said it. You can look. I'm going to pin the video somewhere. Miami's up. Now on to the Chargers. They just ran into the best team this week. Running the ball, they were fine. Eckler went out with an injury or now has an injury, but they'll be fine. I'd like to see more from Quentin Johnson now that Mike Will is going to be out, but they just ran into the best team this week, and they will be better next week. Now for the Cowboys. Everything worked. Dak didn't have to throw as much. Pollard, 2 touchdowns. Your defense went stupid crazy. Not much to say here. They're going to be a top team in the NFC if they keep it up. But as an Eagles fan, I always just think that they're going to choke sometime this season. Now for the Giants. Ooh, I've been waiting for this. I said a short that they made a bad decision in extending Daniel Jones and giving him all that money. And look what happened. All the Giants fans in the comments that were, oh, this guy, he's an Eagles fan. He shouldn't talk, blah, 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 blah. Yeah? You want to blame it on your defense? You want to blame it on your offensive line? You want to blame it on your quarterback that can't throw? That can't make a decision? I'm going to leave it at that. Giants look terrible. It's only up from here. But whenever you get a 0 one day, you can still get a 1 and be terrible. Now for the Bills, Josh Allen, you got to play better. Defense did its job for the most part. Stephon Diggs did his job. Josh Allen, you can't be making stupid decisions. You've been getting lucky the last couple of years because a lot of them have resulted in drops. You cannot be doing the things that you do right now. Throwing stupid picks, all these runs. For some reason, Josh Allen just always decides to lower his shoulder when he runs. He doesn't slide, nothing. So it's like, we've seen this coming, but Josh Allen, you have to play better if you want to win. The Bills are still a top team, but it's concerning they lost to an Aaron Rodgers-less Jet team. Now for the Jets. Fuck, right? Aaron Rodgers gone, but then you got the MILF Hunter, Zach Wilson carrying you to a dub. Carrying you. The defense is always going to keep you guys in games, but now the road just becomes so much more difficult. And the Jets, I thought were going to be a very big sleeper going into the later rounds of the playoffs. I don't think that anymore. I think they're a wild card team that they make the playoffs and they have that one strong playoff game. But other than that, man, it's a big L. Big L for the Jets. Even though they won, they lost. If you like this, you stay to the end of the video. Make sure you subscribe for next week. We're going to be doing the same thing. Thank you for watching. Until next week.